Had a cooking day today. Did a lot of individual meals, packed them up. That way you can stick them into the refrigerator, freezer, whatever, and just pull them out when you wish. It's a good system, really, when you don't have a lot of time. Sometimes you just don't have the time of an evening to cook. So there you go. It's ready to go. You're spending a lot of time in one go, but you do it when you actually have the time, which is efficient. And you get economies of scale, so it doesn't take you as long to cook 5 meals as it would to cook 1 meal 5 times. Okay, so it's, it's a good system. We can do that because we have refrigeration and we have freezers, and I can always eat them tomorrow, right? There's plenty of time in the future. The Todah offering, the Thanksgiving offering as it's translated, as mentioned in this week's reading. Very different. It's a subclass of Shalamim, a peace offering as it's often translated. It's a special type of Shalamim, if you will. Now, a Shalamim is an entire animal, which, if you think about it, is a lot of food. Some of it goes to the altar, some of it goes to the Kohen, the priest, some of it goes to the owner, the person who brought it. If you consider that of a typical, let's say a steer, I just slaughtered a steer recently, the amount of meat you get is about 1/3 of the total weight of the animal. So if you've got a 600 kilo steer, you're going to get 200 kilos of meat out of it, give or take, right? Okay, some of that goes to the priest, some of it goes to the altar. It's still a lot of meat. And Shalamim, you've got 2 days to eat it. The Todah is a special type. You've only got 1 day to eat it. And it has to be brought with 40 loaves of bread, 4 each of different types. 3 masah, 1 chametz. Okay. 40 loaves of bread. Okay, in fairness, it's not a full 40 because 1 of each type goes to the priests. So it's only 36 loaves. Okay, well, that's manageable, right? How are you supposed to eat an entire animal plus 36 loaves of bread in 1 go? 1 go. It's not doable, presumably. I would hope not. The idea is you get people with you. With the Shalamim, you also need to get people along. You can't keep it. There's a time limit on when you can eat it. And they didn't have refrigeration. You could salt it. You could salt meat and keep it. But with offerings, you had a time limit. Today, you had 1 day and a lot more to eat. The idea, as often said, is to give thanks. That's why it's called the Todah, the Thanksgiving offering. When you give thanks, it's your way of expressing gratitude to God for something. Up to you, really. It's subjective. It's personal salvation. You were in a hospital and you got out. You were almost in an accident, whatever, right? There is something called Birkat HaGomel, which is something that is often misconstrued. A lot of people think you say it when you're in a situation of danger and you're saved from it. That is not true. It's only specific things. But a Todah is subjective. It's up to you to decide whether it's worthy of it, warrants it. Okay, that's great. But still, what are you supposed to do with all this? The idea that's often touted is that when it's that much food and you have that short a time limit, it's not, okay, this is my dinner. It's, okay, this is everybody's dinner. We're making a feast. We're making a party. My son's getting married. Let's make a huge wedding feast and invite everyone. Or I was saved from some major thing. I want to invite everybody. Everybody's going to come and they're going to say, dude, what's up? All this bread, all this meat. And you're going to say, I brought a Todah offering, a Thanksgiving offering to the temple. They're naturally going to ask you, why? What happened? Tell us about it. Do you want to talk about it? I guess should be the first question, but... And then you will tell about it. And in that you will spread the words of praise, of thanksgiving, of gratitude that you feel for whatever salvation it is that you wish to acknowledge having experienced. What's usually touted, as I said, is that this gets the word out. It publicizes whatever miracle or salvation you had had. I would take it a step further. It's not just enough that it publicizes, it sings God's praises, which is a great thing to do in itself. But it also helps you connect with other people. Connecting with other people is very important. We live in societies. I've mentioned this many times before. And the concept of a shalamim, a peace offering, if you will, is to bring peace into the world. Peace between you and God. Peace because everybody gets a, no pun intended, piece of it. Some goes to the altar, some goes to the priest, some goes to you. Everybody benefits from it. Everybody's happy. You share. It's part of what it means to be in society. And that itself is the deepest sort of gratitude. And by being part of society, we are to some degree insulated from all of those difficulties that can arise, the salvation from which would require us to bring a Thanksgiving offering. Connecting with others helps prevent that sort of situation. So in a sense, the ultimate goal of a Thanksgiving offering is to make Thanksgiving offerings redundant. It's interesting. Shabbat Shalom.